Good evening, VV Nation. Happy Monday. My name is Ryan. Welcome to the channel, especially if you're new. Now, what are we going to talk about? It's a Monday, right? I could talk about Ethereum hitting a new high. I did talk about that. I expected that. I've been talking about it on the live streams for last 2 months now? Ethereum overdue to break for a new high, but no, that's not what I want on your radar right now. That move has already been made. If you're looking for the Ethereum move and you feel like you got missed out of this recent momentum, look for the retest on the previous high, right? Look for a pivot at that retest level. Have some patience. Otherwise, if you're playing the momentum, just stay disciplined. Stay out of your emotions. Now, tonight's presentation, we're going to talk about rare earths and critical mineral stocks, right? The decoupling of U.S. and Chinese supply chains. The United States wants to get off the dependence of Chinese rare earth and critical minerals. And there's a stock that an individual gave me in the comment section. It's a great stock. It's up 11% today. A lot of these stocks I've talked about, like MP, way overvalued, right? Investors are just paying a premium, pushing these stocks up. UAMY, antimony, right? That stock is now overvalued. Still a great position. But tonight's presentation, we're going to focus on AREC and another stock, Ramaco Resources. So I'm going to show you the layout of some of these rare earth plays and show you the landscape developing right before our eyes right now, because there's huge developments. There's new mines coming in place and a lot of new ambitions when it comes to domestic rare earth and critical mineral production. So let's jump into some articles, see the stories behind these stocks, and then jump into VectorVest 7 system. Take a look at these positions here and see the opportunities unfolding as I speak. All right, big event coming up. We got the Las Vegas 2-day investment seminar coming September 20th, 21st, 2025. You can achieve the VIP experience in person. Just go to vectorvest.com/Vegas to register now. UAMY reported last week their earnings. Now, we did get some, revisions as far as analysts, expectations, things of that nature. But look, a new price target here, $4.50. The company is well above that right now, trading at a premium compared to the VectorVest metrics. Now, the company's got a lot of big things going for it, right? First thing, revenue increasing by 160%. Look at this, gross profit rises 183%, and net income saw, look at 707% increase. Now, one of the big things that's moving this company forward here, see, it only operates one major antimony smelter in the United States, but however, has already announced a new deal with the Department of Defense. I've talked about this before in the prior video. I mean, they've got a contract with the Pentagon now for the next 5 years, and including on that is the help to build a second or additional smelter. So right there, they're looking to, double their production. But again, this is going to be a long-term play, and they have the backing of the Pentagon to make sure that the supply chain is in the best interest for national security purposes. Now, the next stock is going to be American Resources. Again, this is going to benefit from the U.S. Look, you see right here, doubling down on rare earth independence. Now, this company is, kind of compared to MP Materials. MP, that's all over the headlines right now. The stock has been roaring, but look at this. They're taking a different strategy here. Rather than building a single mine, again, they're the only one to have a rare earth mine in the United States, MP. This is at Mountain Pass. This company is assembling an entire ecosystem. So not just one. They're looking at the big picture here. So let me lay that out for you. All right. Now, Google did a great job expanding this. So let me just break this down for you, because this company's got a lot of good things for you. You want to listen to all this stuff, right? Instead of just, the one, Mountain Pass, one facility, they're taking the East Coast by storm. And the reason why I say that is I've talked about this before, right? The discovery from Texas, University in Texas, I'm pretty sure it was San Antonio, the rare earths and the coal ash, right? Look at this. Kentucky, RELM expanded its Kentucky plant to produce rare earth oxidized from coal and mine waste streams. Again, all this coal ash on the East Coast, right? Takes billions of dollars to clean up. No one really wanted to clean it up, right? So it's been sitting there for decades. Well, guess what? Now they have an incentive to make a lot of money to clean this stuff up, and it's everywhere. I mean, we live here in North Carolina. We have our own coal ash issues from Duke power plants. So I get the logic behind the strategy here. They've got several phases. You can see Indiana commercial plant here, phase 2, double the facility's daily production capacity of high purity rare earth oxides, while phase 3 scheduled to triple production capacity over phase 2, focusing on magnet grade rare rare earths. Again, this company is critical for our supply chain when it comes to rare earth and critical minerals. Now, you know me, I want you to be ahead of the curve here when it comes to these stocks. Look at this. This is another stock here. It's in the list. Ramaco Resources developing Brook Mine in Wyoming, right? The reason why MP's all over the news is because they got the only rare earth. But this company is going to be the first one, look, first new domestic rare earth and critical mineral mine. Again, that's why I lump them up. That's why you see antimony in my videos with my rare earth. I know it's not a rare earth. In 70 years, aiming to reduce U.S. dependence in China, right? So MP had the only mine. This company, Ramaco Resources, planning on building the second mine. Then we've got American Resources with their ambition. So you can see why I want these stocks on your radar. They've got so much good news when it comes to, being in a pivotal spot in the decoupling of China and U.S. rare earth supply chain. So this is going to be crucial. These stocks are going to benefit from the dependence that the U.S. is striving to achieve right now when it comes to this situation. So let's go ahead and jump in the VectorVest 7 software, take a look at these stocks and see if there's any money to be made. All right, we're in the VectorVest 7 software. Created a list here. I got 4 stocks. I got the antimony, UAMY. I got American Resources here. Let me scoot this over. Ramaco Resources, MP Materials. First thing I want to take a look at. Look at the valuation. Again, it's not a price target. It's just what we currently feel the stock is worth. You see the value column here, right? Well, this ratio gives us a sense if stock is undervalued or overvalued. The only stock undervalued right now is AREC, American Resources, up 16% today. Look, the stock, 207. Currently, we valued at 230. This is the stock I want you to have on your radar. Second up, look at Ramaco Resources, METC. Now, it is overvalued, right? A lot of these stocks you can see trading at premiums right now. MP, that's the most premium. Currently trading at $71. We only value the stock at $5, so be careful with that one. These are going to be my 2 value plays here. Now, antimony, I do like antimony. A little stretched right now if you're already in it. Hey, put a trend line, put a 20-day EMA, something to help keep you on the right side of the trade. Just have a plan in place if I help get you in this position, or if you just got it on your own, right? They still got buy ratings, so the momentum to the upside. The space, look at it. They're all up today. Most of them up, 5, 6% here, 16%. Antimony, take a little breather. Still going up today, though. Now, safety, you're not going to get much safety here. Relative value, this looks at long-term price appreciation. These are your long-term investment bets, right? This one, not a favorable rating, but me personally, I still think it's got some long-term potential here. Now, MP, I think a lot of that premium is already baked into the price here. You see investors have brought it up. But this is interesting. Look at the forecasted earnings growth rate. Negative for these 2 positions, while these 2 up double digits, 48%, 29%. So as far as the VectorVest 7 system, this is how they are ranking them, but I really like the valuation of AREC. But again, you know what we say here, trade the chart, not your heart. So let's take a look at the graph. All right, first up, we've got antimony. I've talked about this stock. I put you on the right side of the trade. I've talked about this pivot here off the long-term trend line. I talked about the breakout here, right? Nice retest. But talking about this stock, look at the momentum right now. Just hit a new high coming in at 480. Moving averages in our favor. But one thing I don't like, look at the drop in the valuation, right? I want to see that valuation tick back up. Looking at the forecasted data, spectacular. Earnings, 48%, sales 187%, rising earnings per share. Again, if you're not in UAMY, maybe let it take a breather here, but if you're in the position, play it to the upside. You can see momentum continuing right now, well above the 20-day EMA, well above the 40. You can see the retest here. So if you got the patience, hey, look for another retest on one of these moving averages. Might just help you out in the future. Now, this is the stock, the reason why I did this video here. AREC, American Resources. Look at the value just ticking up. Again, I've been talking about it. The coal ash, right? All these rare earths they discovered in coal ash. Rare earths worth a lot of money. And you see the company here, coal company. I just talked about it. The company creating an entire ecosystem to help keep up with the demand of these rare earths and get off Chinese independence. You know, after the 2 big moves up yesterday and today here, look, the stock undervalued, value on the rise, price action on the rise. Forecasted data, just as good as antimony here. I mean, 29% growth rate, sales growth rate, 224, and look at the forecasted earnings per share ticking up. I love this stock. Next up is Ramaco Resources. This is the stock that's responsible for opening up the first rare earths mined in what, 70 years, the article said. Now look at the stock. It's up 3 days in a row. Nice pivot off this 40-day, breaking back above the 20-day EMA for confirmation. Now the stock is overvalued, but hey, look at the life and the valuation. I see it. It's not stagnant. It is rising. So the stock is trading at a premium. Keep that in mind. Now, the forecasted data, not as pretty with this position, and the earnings per share is on the decline here. So again, I like the other two stocks better. This stock here, I see the potential. The forecasted data really just has to, come into fruition after they get these phases. Again, this company's in the early phase of really, creating this ecosystem for rare earths. But one thing I do see here is look at the sales growth rate. It was negative 20%. Now it's coming at just negative 2%. So it is rising here. So if these forecasted numbers and even the EPS, if I start seeing these turn around, this stock's going to have my attention, definitely from an investment perspective. Here we've got MP. Again, I get MP. It's all over the news right now. But look at the valuation, just stagnant. Forecasted data, sales growth rate, 84%, earnings, -5. I do like the earnings per share, a little bit of a turnaround story here, negative forecasted EPS, now positive. If you're looking for an entry on this position, you can see it right here. Look at the retest on the 20-day EMA, nice pivot off of that, $72 right now, full-bodied candlestick. If you want some confirmation, you could always wait for the buy rating here. You really want to be a little bit more conservative, but really from a trader's perspective, from an entry point here, it looks like we're getting that confirmation as of now. But again, the stock is just way overvalued. Investors paying a premium for it, so just make sure you stay on the right side of that premium. All right, everybody, again, my name is Ryan. It's Monday. I really just want to put some great stocks on your radar. AREC. It's going to be my rare earth stock play of the week. So I just wanted to put it on your radar. Again, it was mentioned in the comments section. So thank you for mentioning this. Now, if you enjoyed tonight's presentation on how to really make some money when it comes to decoupling of China and the United States, hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. And I'll see you tomorrow evening. Good night.
Yeah.